Since the official reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2, there have been plenty of surprises in terms of the hardware's upcoming releases. Donkey Kong Bonanza and a port of Wind Waker generated a lot of warm reaction, and the inclusion of Cyberpunk 2077 felt like a battle cry for what the system can offer. So the announcement of Elden Ring finally coming to a Nintendo platform was surprisingly less exciting in comparison, despite it being a seminal title that helped popularize FromSoftware like never before. However, the veteran developer clearly isn't about to be a bit part player for the console, as in 2026 we're getting its new Switch 2 exclusive, the Duskbloods. Watching the trailer, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's Bloodborne 2 initially, with its gothic aesthetic and nimble characters, but it is in fact an entirely new IP. So what exactly is it, and why should we be excited? Well, this week we're telling you everything you need to know about the Duskbloods. Hal from GamesRadar here, and welcome to Switch On, where we talk all things Nintendo Switch 2. Although not much information is out there in the wild for Duskbloods, one thing we do know is who will be directing it: Hidetaka Miyazaki. The visionary behind Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Elden Ring, he's proven himself time and time again to be one of the most exciting and influential game developers in recent history, if not of all time. At this point, it's hard not to hold him in the same esteem as Shigeru Miyamoto, Hideo Kojima, and whoever made the Google Chrome dinosaur game. I mean, I kid about the last one, but we've all played it. With Miyazaki at the helm, we can expect the Nintendo Switch 2 to be getting something truly special. But what will the gameplay be like? While details on the Duskbloods combat is still a bit of a mystery, we know the game will be PvPvE, meaning the things you hunt, they're not beasts, they're people. Sorry, I don't know if that's actually true, I just wanted to quote Jorah from Bloodborne. In a creator's voice blog on Nintendo's website, Miyazaki explains that at its core, it's an online multiplayer-focused game, adding it'll support up to 8 players. Breaking down the general gameplay loop, Miyazaki tells Nintendo the game has a so-called hub area, where players can choose their character, customize them, and enter online multiplayer. Online multiplayer supports up to 8 players. Upon concluding an online match, players then return to the hub, at which point they receive some sort of reward, whether they win or lose. Using these rewards, players can further customize their character, and so the cycle continues. Online matches are generally last player standing. However, there are certain cases where victory conditions differ. For example, players may be tasked with teaming up to take down a powerful boss enemy, or find themselves in other special circumstances. He also says he's always found the PvPvE structure very interesting. It allows for a broad range of game design ideas, while also letting us leverage our experience of designing challenging enemy encounters. As important as the PvP element will be, the VE aspect will no doubt be just as crucial to the overall experience. Miyazaki's games are celebrated, or infamous, for their degree of challenge. You can decide for yourself which camp you're in. So it's hard to picture the Duskbloods deviating from this formula. With the game's first official trailer showing off a variety of characters, we can take it there'll be a variety of playstyles available here, from dual-wielding swords to a bladed hoop, and even a machine gun because, well, why not? Miyazaki also mentioned basic character actions including sprinting, super jumping, and double jumping, and that they're all designed to be dynamic and stress-free, and are complemented by each character's own unique weapons and abilities, allowing for a wide range of creativity. With over a dozen playable characters to choose from with their own identities and looks, as well as customization options for them, the developer is sure fans will be able to build characters to feel like their own. In the Duskbloods, the players take on the role of Bloodsworn, a group of people who use special blood to achieve superhuman abilities. Again, it's easy to see some Bloodborne in this, but it's definitely not Bloodborne 2. Miyazaki explains the concept is similar to vampires, but these characters are not portrayed as the terrifying monster you might associate with traditional vampirism. Good, because after Bill Skarsgård's rendition of Count Orlok, I'm good without traditional vampires on my screen for a while. At this point, Miyazaki went full Dark Souls. In the Duskbloods, the Bloodsworn are competing for something known as First Blood. As human society reaches an end, First Blood flows in an event known as the Twilight of Humanity. The Bloodsworn are summoned to the twilight of humanity across a variety of different times and places in a bid to obtain first blood. This premise is why the Duskbloods doesn't feature one fixed era or location, instead offering a mix from traditional Victorian maps as well as one area with a more early modern vibe. Miyazaki closes out his interview by highlighting the importance of blood as a concept in the game's story. Blood symbolizes one of the game's key themes, the history it holds, the power it passes on, the fates it weaves, and the marker of those who have surpassed the limitations of their own humanity. While we all know that Duskbloods will be coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026, the fact is we don't have an exact date. We also have no other firm details, such as if there will be a demo or a playtest, or if we'll get a limited edition console bundle with a custom design. One thing we can say is as soon as we know, we'll be sure to bring you the news as fast as we can here at GamesRadar. So that's everything we know about the Duskbloods. Are you excited for this vampiric PvPvE title? Will we be getting Nintendo Switch 2? And if so, is this game the reason why? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time for Switch On.